Hiya, I've just thrown together this batch this morning and I just thought I'd do a slightly longer video on it. I've done a really short one on it before, but just to explain it, I don't even measure this, it's so easy. It's for making just little muesli. I'm talking about what I'm doing here just so that if somebody wants to know how to make it, they can watch the video and then they can know how to make it. It's just little muesli kind of squares, like kind of flapjacky type things. For one of the kids isn't allowed to bring nuts to school, so I do this kind of mainly for him. So I just throw in a load of organic oats, and because it is a grain, try to mix in some fibre and fat and protein as well. So I put in a good bit of chia seeds. I put loads in there, and I'm gonna put in and the desiccated coconut, put lots of that in because that gives a lovely sweet flavour without having to go adding sugar. And mix all of that in. I kind of throw in whatever is around. If I had the Medjool dates are really good because they have a low glycemic index compared to a lot of other fruits or raisins or anything like that. I'd blend them up with the wet ingredients to see what it comes out like. So I'm going to just see what else would I add into this now that I have here. The chia seeds, the desiccated coconut, that. Happy enough with that. I'm going to go on to the wet ingredients. And for the wet ingredients, I just use melted coconut oil and grass-fed butter. I'll throw in a couple of eggs. And I'm going to I have a small little bit of raw honey left. I'll put that in when it's all melted so as not to heat it up too much and to give it a little bit of sweetness. And then I'll mix the two of them together. So I'm just going to go over now and just melt that stuff in the pan. And like that, I just eyeball it. I want to make it wet enough that I can put it all into the baking tray and squish it down nice and tight without it being too wet and sticky. You just want to squish it down and make it solid. So all about the easy, not having to go measuring and weighing everything approach I am. Okay, so I'm just going to take a big scoop of butter. I use Kerrygold because it's grass-fed, so it's important if you're getting butter. You might think, it's real butter, I'll get that, that's really good for you. But you need the grass-fed butter to get all the really good nutrients. And grass-fed dairy butter is so good for you. It's really good. Full of vitamins and really good fats. Yes, pet? You fixed it. Great job. Now, let's see. That one is empty. We'll go with this one. So, like that. Yeah, just eyeballing it. And I'm just going to take out a big scoop. The coconut oil gives it a nice flavour as well. It kind of tricks them into thinking that there's something sweet in it. So, I'm all about kind of not using any sugars. And keeping it as low sugar as I can for the kids. Now there is still obviously a lot of oats in it, but I put it into nice little small bite-shaped pieces, so portion size is small. And mixing it with the fibre and the good fats from the butter, the coconut oil and the egg, that will also help to decrease the glucose response when you're eating things like grain. So for the kids, I do give them some grain. I try to keep it organic, try to keep it as unrefined, like using spelt, which is an ancient grain, rather than our modern over-processed wheat. Keep it organic, and the organic oats. That's kind of just the two, the oats and the spelt, whole grain spelt for the kids. And yeah, so that's a good tip. If you want to kind of reduce the amount of glucose response you're going to get from things, because it's so high in carbohydrates, mix it with fibre, fat and protein. Yep, I'm going to melt this, and when it's melted, I'll add in a little bit of honey ahead. Okay, so that's nearly melted. You don't want to burn the butter because it doesn't taste quite so nice when you burn it. So you just melt it enough that you can mix it all together. At this point, I'll add in a small bit of raw honey that I have left. There's hardly any in it now, but we'll just add in, because when you heat the raw honey, you're getting rid of all the good things. So you definitely don't want it to be boiling. So I just think you're less likely to damage it if you put it in after you've melted your other things. But anyway, see, I think that's it all now. Stir that in together. Okay, so move this back and get my bowl. I may need to add some more wet ingredients in, but we'll just play it by ear. So I'm going to start with the eggs. I'm going to put in 3 eggs just for the added nutrition, because we've got free range eggs, organic free range eggs. We have our own. They're so good for you. They're so full of good fat and good protein. Isn't that right? Eggs are really good and full of vitamins. Wash my hands. And then we pop these in the oven, won't we?
Yeah, in the oven.
In the oven. The oven is heating, isn't it? Nice and hot. I have it heating nice and hot, and then I'll bring the temperature down a bit. So let's just
I got
throw it all in.
in the car.
Let's see.
I'm gonna put them in the car.
We're going to bring these in the car?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where are you going to go?
And the bowl. I mean, not the bowl.
Not tomorrow.
Yeah, not the bowl. Oh,
Now it's nearly the way I want it. I may just throw in another egg. That's probably going to be the handiest thing. Just to make it that little bit wetter, because I made quite a big batch here.
Mommy.
Whoopsie daisy. Beep, beep.
Mommy. Mommy,
Do you want to sit up beside me? Hold on.
yeah.
So I'm just going to use this for a second. I'm going to pop in this, which I often do actually, which I nearly forgot, is a bit of Greek yogurt. So that's more liquid, and it's also a really good source of the good fat and good protein together. So, but I don't want to put in too much either, because I don't want it to be, I want it to be flapjacky. I don't want it to be too soft and spongy. And what I've done as well here is I just looked around and I had an avocado that really needed to be used up. I'm going to throw that in. I've used it before as a substitute in baking when I've run out of ingredients, and it's lovely. It's really good. I've used it in breads and stuff as well, and that's another really good fat as well. So it makes you feel better about using all the oats when you're adding in all the other good stuff as well. And the kids. Now mix all that together really well. Yeah. No, that is perfect. And see the way if you squish it down, it kind of stays flat like that. That's exactly the way you want it, right? I'm going to get my baking dish. Yeah. Now we're going to pour it in here.
Yeah, I put it here.
Oh, thanks. Let's see how we do with this now. I might need. No, it should be perfect actually. Throw it all in. Squish it down.
I squish it down into that.
Squish it down. Let me just spread it out here a tiny bit first. Now, probably ideally if I had a bigger one. These are going to be kind of thick.
There's a bigger one over there.
Is there a bigger one over there?
It is.
There is a bigger one. I wonder, should we put it in the bigger one? Let's see. If we keep it here.
Yeah, leave it here. Mom, is it done?
Mm-hmm.
It is done. Stop, Mommy. Now stop.
Stop. I'm just making sure it's all even. See that I'm just squishing it down like that. I'm going to put it in the oven. It's at about 200 degrees. And then I'm going to take it out, let it cool a little bit. I'm going to cut them, and then I'll turn them around and pop them back in to brown off the other side. Yeah. Okay, I've just cut them all up now, and I'm going to turn them all around like that. You see how they're still quite... Oh no. Take out this one. So they're still quite white there. So, and then I'm going to just pop them on a baking tray. It's a bit more room in it. And brown off the back until they're nice and golden like this as well. Then I'm just going to let them cool down. And then I'm going to drizzle a bit of organic, good quality, 85% dark chocolate on top. Just while I'm waiting for them to brown off in the oven, I just wanted to show you the cookies I did last night. And I did a short clip on them as well. Somebody has obviously pull a piece off that. These are the easiest, the tastiest cookies to make. They are completely grain free. There's only nuts and seeds in them, some egg, there's a little bit of honey, but I don't always put honey in it, and coconut oil, butter and coconut oil. They are so good, and the kids absolutely. I'll just break this apart here so you can see it. Like I love them because they're so crunchy and they're so filling that you wouldn't have any more. Like one of them is enough. If you had two, you definitely aren't going to have any more because they're so filling. And I do them different every time. Literally, whatever sort of chopped nuts that I have in the house. Like to use walnut, pecans, and hazelnuts because they're the best out of the nuts, really. I would use some ground almonds, usually use some flaked almonds as well, but I try not to overload on the almonds either. I used to use peanut butter with them, and I don't anymore because I found that peanut butter is just one of the things that doesn't agree with me, and it's very high in some of the not so good stuff. It's quite a high oxalate, and I was listening to Paul Salandino talking about it, and he was talking about how the oil at the top of the peanut butter, even the good quality one, which is what I get, that it's actually quite rancid and there's lots of harmful things in it. So I just thought, oh dear, right, let's just leave that zone, try to make it a little bit more basic as well. So it's literally just your chopped nuts, whatever I have there, a good dollop of, I'd use like a whole packet of like the chopped nuts that you get in the bacon section. Throw them all in, the more the merrier, and even the chunky ones come out really really nice and crunchy, the biscuit. And I add in a good bit of desiccated coconut because that kind of gives you the same as the little flapjacky things I'm doing there now. It gives you that hint of sweetness. And then just similar to them as well, all I do is I look for the wet ingredients, and I just do a good bit of butter, good bit of coconut oil. I crack in a couple of eggs, and I just mix it together so that everything can be nice and squishy. It's not going to be really wet, and I just kind of roll them into a bit of a ball, squish them onto the baking sheet, nice and big. That's the size I like. I think they come out really nice. And then I drizzle on them some of the organic 85% dark chocolate as well, and they are so good. Chia seeds as well, actually. Sorry, chia seeds in it as well. I used to use flaxseed as well, and then I kind of heard some stuff about flaxseed as well that made me not so happy to use it. So look at whatever you have there, nuts and seeds, mix them all in together, whatever your favorite ones are. The nice chunky ones are good. Mix into it for crunchiness. You can put a bit of honey in if you want. You can put your ground almonds in. It's kind of good for kind of getting them all to stick together, but the egg is good for that as well. And literally, I've done it different nearly every time, and every time they're gorgeous. So you can't really go too wrong. So you can tailor it to your own preferences. So maybe I'll do another longer video of how they look when I'm doing them as well another time. Now they are all out of the oven. They're looking really good. Perfectly golden. They're quite big and chunky. I usually do them way thinner. I probably should have put them on 2 bacon trays. But anyway, they're more like kind of bars really. And I'm sure they'll taste just as nice. Teddy's already nibbled away at 2 of them. Apparently they're yum. So let these cool down. Drizzle a little bit of that nice chocolate on it, and that's kind of going to give it that sweet kick as well. But it's also good. There's lots of good things in dark chocolate. Especially in the higher ones, anything over 80%. And especially the organic ones, lots of antioxidants and stuff like that. So yes, I'll show you what they look like when the chocolate is done. And we've got the finished thing. Here we have it. Our OT, kind of OT bars, I think. They're quite chunky. See? They look really well. All different sizes, all very imperfect looking. Doesn't matter. It's not about having perfect looking food. It's about what you're putting into the food. If they're healthy and tasty, well then that's a win.